All right, so this is a follow-up review on this Squier debut bass, and this is going to be a short review because honestly I did a pretty long review of it a little over a year ago in roughly around I think June 2024, and it was a very in-depth review. So if you're needing a full review on the bass, just go back and watch that video. But the reason for this video is because I bought it for $129, and I was kind of wondering, will this bass really last? Will it really be giggable? And so I made a note to myself, I should check back on this a year from now and maybe do a follow-up video. So that's what I'm doing now. And I can tell you that this bass has held up very well for $129, and it has been played a lot live. I've played it some live, but mostly I bought this bass for our church so that other musicians who don't own a bass that need to rotate on bass would have something to play and practice on. And for most of this last year, it's been in the hands of one of our acoustic guitar players who we've kind of put into service as a rotation bass player, because up until now we haven't had a whole lot of other people to play bass. And so for the most part, he's been playing bass every other Wednesday and on occasional Sundays. So by my math, this bass, it's been in his hands. He's also been using this case to carry it around. And it's really not a case, it's more like a bag. There's really not much padding to it. So it's just a really light case. The bass doesn't stay snug in it, flops all around. And even carrying this bass around in that bag, I've done the math, it's probably roughly about 60 times this bass has gone to and from church in that bag. At least 30 or more times it's been played live at church. And also, I haven't done anything to it. It's still stock from the way it was when I did the review on it last year, including still the same strings, these Labella flat wound strings. And one thing I did change is I changed the strap pegs. These are Dunlop strap pegs, so locking strap pegs. So that's the only change. Everything else is still the same, including this loose jack that I was worried about last year, and the same tuners, which I was worried about if they would last and not break off. They're terrible tuners, I hate them, but what I will say is they have been doing a good job of holding their tune. Once you finally get it in tune, they're very coarse, so not a lot of fine tuning there, but once you finally get it dialed in and get them in tune, I gotta admit, they stay in tune. And so never had a tuning issue at all with playing live with it. They hold well, and the bass sounds great. Honestly, I'm also on the sound team, so I rotate on sound, so sometimes I'm running sound, and so that's when we need another bass player. And so I've mixed this bass from a sound man's perspective along with other basses that have been used with our worship team, and I can say this bass holds its own very well. And other basses in our rotation include a lot of my basses, as well as some other basses by other bass players that occasionally play. MTDs, Lakelands, Fenders, Marcus Miller Sire, Ibanez, other Fenders. So it rotates with a lot of other basses, and it completely holds its own against all of those other basses, I believe. When you run it through a PA, it sounds really good. So I've done sound examples and other things on that other video, so I won't bore you with anything more than what I've just said. I just wanted to show that it has held up for a year of constant use. There's really no blemishes at all on the finish. So this matte finish that I wasn't sure how well it would hold up, it was actually held up really well. It doesn't look worn anywhere or anything like that. A few smudges on here, but to be honest, this thing has never been wiped down or anything like that or cleaned. It's just been used. So yeah, it's held up really well. The neck still feels great. I haven't had to make any adjustments to the neck or any adjustments at all on the bass since I first did it a year ago. Everything is still exactly the way I set it up then. So I can say this bass is definitely worth the money, definitely worth getting. And I'll put some video footage up of me and other people playing this bass live so you can see proof of it actually being used. And I don't know, what is the current price on these? Are they still, I meant to Google this before I started the video. So is this bass still $129? All right, so no, the bass is not still $129. It's $163.99. So that is the current price on this bass. It's inevitable, prices will go up, but still $163 is still a very decent price for this bass in my opinion. So I give it still a thumbs up. I still think it's a great bass, and I plan to continue using it in its stock configuration just for funsies and see how long it'll last. Or maybe I'll just break down, and because I'm also curious to upgrade it with some new stuff too, just to see how well I can actually make it. But honestly, I just don't feel the urgent need to have to upgrade it right now, even though I would love to have better tuners on it. But it does so well right now. Why bother? Why spend the money? So yeah, $129 well spent. $163 that it's currently at now would still be money well spent.